Okay, so P2, P1.2, second lesson in physics. And at the end of last lesson, what we were talking about was, we were saying that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred to a different store. So we're going to do a bit more about that now. Okay, so if you think about, and the name for this is conservation of energy. And if when you're doing it, okay, the main thing that you need to remember is that you have a type of energy. Let's say you've got a ball on a string here, and it's a certain height above the ground here, and then it swings, and it's now here, and that height, so you can see the height has changed, and then it goes up to here. But the thing is, the ball can never go higher on the swing than what it started, and in fact it will almost certainly not go as high, and that's because it will lose energy to friction. So some of it will get turned into heat instead of get turned into movement. And if we think about where the ball is going to be travelling the fastest, the ball is going to be travelling the fastest here, because that's where it's got the least amount of height. So if we describe the energy transfers, then transfers are going to be gravitational potential energy to kinetic energy, and then back to gravitational potential energy. And in that case, the height won't change at all because there's no air resistance or friction. If we want to add some friction in there, we'd say GPE goes to kinetic energy plus thermal energy. But then it is only the GPE part of this, sorry, the KE part of this, that goes back to gravitational potential energy. So gravitational potential energy goes into movement energy, kinetic energy. Don't call it movement energy, only ever call it kinetic energy from here on in, and then back into gravitational potential energy. But if you've got friction, what will happen instead is this: you have gravitational potential energy that turn into kinetic energy plus friction, but then it is only the kinetic energy that gets turned into GPE. This is now going into heating up the room. And the thing that we really have to remember is this here: energy cannot be created or destroyed and transferred to a different store. So you can change from any one of your 9 stores into the other one and back again without losing any energy, so long as there's no air resistance, no friction. But what you can't do is you can't start off with 100 joules of light and turn it into 150 joules of sound, because that would be creating it. Equally, you can't start off with 100 joules of gravitational potential energy and drop something and it only end up travelling at a speed that would be using 80 joules of energy without there being something else such as thermal to make up the difference. What you have to start with must be the same as what you have at the end. Okay, in lesson 3 we're going to talk about some specific examples of different types of energy.